I'm sure you've noticed our southern border has been a mess all year. Nearly 2.2 million illegals. That means the ones we found, let alone the gotaways, are crossing already this year, and it's not over. But Vice President Kamala Harris is once again nowhere to be found. This is her job, and even Democrats are upset about it. Case in point, Texas Congressman Henry Cuellar, quoted today saying that he recently revealed that he called the VP this summer to offer advice on border issues. He's from a border state and a border city, but he never heard back. They're in the same party. The congressman went on to say that she seems uninterested, and he kind of gave up on her. He said, I moved past her. Well, apparently, griping to the New York Times, she hadn't stopped yet about her boss, her media coverage, and her role in the White House, all in today's paper. The article published today reads like this. While most presidents promise their vice presidents access and influence, at the end of the day, power and responsibility are not shared equally. And Mr. Biden does not always feel a need for input from Ms. Harris as he navigates some of the most important relationships. So Kamala Harris feels like she's being left out, and she's speaking out. But it wasn't always like this. At the beginning of the administration, she was side by side with the president for every public appearance. And we can't forget, she was the last one in the room when the president decided to pull out of Afghanistan, and that went really well. It looked like things started out great. So what went wrong, and why is Kamala Harris struggling so badly and talking about it? We're going to ask two people that know quite well. In fact, the New York Times article reads like this. Ms. Harris had privately told her allies that the news coverage of her would be different if she were any of her 48 predecessors, who are all white, all male. Joining us right now to react, Fox News contributor, former President Bush's deputy chief of staff, Karl Rove, and former White House press secretary, co-host of Outnumbered, and this brand new book that's a bestseller, For Such a Time as This, Kayleigh McEnany. Kayleigh, let's start with you. Were you stunned to see this? Because clearly this is a strategy. She talked to the LA Times, the San Francisco Chronicle, CBS television, and then this story.
Well, I'll say I was stunned when the first CNN hit piece, and yeah, I just said that the right way, CNN hit piece against Kamala Harris. You know you have an issue when CNN is coming out against you, or at least their reporting is. CNN had 36 sources citing the dysfunction in Kamala Harris's office. This article in the New York Times, again a liberal publication, had 24 sources. But what was so instructive to me in this piece, Brian, is the opening anecdote where they talk about Joe Manchin coming into the White House, the West Wing, about to go into the Oval Office, and apparently Kamala Harris is there with Joe Biden, and rather than bringing Kamala into the meeting, he says to her, you know, give a smile, I'm paraphrasing here, say hello to Joe Manchin, and then she goes back to her office, and she felt sidelined. And the resulting headline was, you know, we need Kamala to win, not necessarily to govern. But what's interesting to me is while Kamala may see that anecdote and say, I'm being sidelined, there's a reason at the heart of this, why this happened. It's her incompetence. It's because she went out on West Virginia airwaves and lashed out at Joe Manchin, a rookie move no one would ever suggest a vice president do, but she did. So the point of the story is she feels sidelined, but it's really her own incompetence at the heart of why she feels that way.
Karl, could you bring me inside the White House? If this came out, and let's say it was Dick Cheney saying it or a key staffer saying it, the White House has to address this, correct? Don't you think there's been a phone call or a visit already?
I suspect there's been a conversation between the White House chief of staff and the chief of staff for the vice president, but this is highly unusual. I don't remember this happening under President Trump, under President Obama. It certainly didn't happen under President Bush. I don't remember it happening under his predecessor, Bill Clinton, or Bush 41, or Ronald Reagan. This is we're seeing something play out here that's highly unusual, and I think it goes to Kayleigh's point. She wouldn't be getting criticized if she were competent. And take immigration. Rather than be involved in the real immigration problem, the problem that Representative Cuellar was calling her about, namely 2 million plus people coming across our southern border and straining federal and state and local resources to the stretching them to the limit and beyond. Instead, what she says, her problem, her responsibility is to deal with the immigration, the thrust for immigration coming from the triangle, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. It's not to be dealing with what's happening on our southern border. So she's been defining herself out of the real problems, and if you're not dealing with the real problems, people are going to look at you and say, are you up to the job?
Yeah, she complained about her portfolio, and she never attacked her portfolio. They said, I don't like the jobs I was given, essentially. Karen Bass went to bat for her, too, against the president. So Good luck with that. Meanwhile, this story came out. I want you to comment on, Kayleigh. And here's an excerpt from it in Politico about the morale in the White House. Quote, in the first year of the Biden White House, camaraderie has been fleeting, and many teams are suffering from low morale. According to several officials, many are also currently eyeing the exits, creating the potential for a higher than usual turnover for the beginning of at the end of one year and the beginning of a next. And it turns out, Politico said these staffers reached out to them, Kayleigh.
Yeah, it's right. Look, we had a lot of leaks in the Trump White House. I think it's something that's regrettable. I don't think it's productive for any younger staffer to leak against a White House. You want to be on board. You need a team that's rolling forward for the American people. So I hate to see this happening for Biden like it did for Trump, but I do think it indicates something big going on here. They're talking to Politico Playbook, a lot of these staffers, and they feel left out. They feel marginalized. They feel they haven't had a staff meeting until there was a fire drill at the White House and they were all congregated outside. I was in the White House during COVID-19. Mark Meadows, every single Monday, had a meeting where we all went in together and we talked through the issues. And that was during the height of the pandemic. I get there are unique circumstances, but you got to have meetings like that, even if they're on the phone. There's a year where we had COVID on the downturn. They should have been having these meetings. And that's the reason, I think, for a lot of the leaking. Right.
It's pretty interesting. Karl, this is what they said. Some staffers say it's the result of an insular, top-heavy White House of longtime Biden aides who are distant from much of the staff. No new friends in Biden world. Final thought?
Yeah, the Senate aides surround former Senator Joe Biden, and that is a problem because the White House is more effective when it has clear communications up and down, and there is an insular nature to this White House. It affects not only the morale of the working staff of the White House, it also affects the quality of the president's direction and his leadership because they're not listening, they're not reaching out, and they're waiting for their guidance from him rather than helping him shape the right decisions.
This is the biggest surprise for me. I thought they'd get this stuff set and maybe the policies we'd be debating, but they can't get their playbook and they can't get everyone to line up the right way. Hey, Kayleigh, McEnany, Karl, Rove, your mission now is to have a great Christmas. Thanks so much.
You bet. Merry Christmas to you.
All right, back at you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.